Welcome back, guys, gals. I got something really interesting to talk about. I was looking at the Lake Baikal, which I recently talked about how it seems related to the Kaligandaki Gorge. And I decided, like, it looks like a energy is propagating this way, in essence, that maybe when I go over here was like sourced from over here somewhere or over here somewhere. Some current flow that way. So I went to this map and I looked around. Whoa. I looked at this point, 51 and a half-ish, 2/3, 54 or 51 and 2/3 and 104, and then this one and this one, 51. Oops. And what was it? 104. 51. It's basically here, around here. And then the central point is around here, and then the far end is around here. So this lake has a significant anomaly in the magnetic anomaly map here, right here. But then the anomaly itself continues down to 50 north, 95 east, 50 north, 95 east. Around here. It's not quite to there, but around here. So like this arc really, maybe here, like right here, has another arc that this is kind of within, and then around maybe. Okay, so I was noticing some things. There's this coming in this way. Like this region is a bunch of currents coming in that go down here, divide this way. Also cut across more so this width here, going across here, interacting with this and going this way. Going this way though, wrapping around, and I believe going up this way, as well as going across here to the Mariana Trench over here. So it goes at this width, which is basically the internal width, goes to the top of the Mariana Trench, where the down here, maybe near, just down here though, like another width of a current that goes to the Mariana Trench. Here. So that current though, that means there's basically a increased current along the boundaries. So there's a large current coming in this way, across here, interacting with a current that looks like it's coming this way. And when it like wants to go straight, but this one comes in and pushes it off to the side, as well as causes etching up and down, which produces this lake. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So that this lake indicates that there is some kind of current that was flowing this way that interacted with another current like that in a really focused portion of it, like right here, that's maybe spreading out across here in this region. So that gives credence to the potential that there's a current going across this way that then goes by Tarim Basin in here. So if we keep following it, like on here, maybe here, was it? It might have been both of those. Like this looks like it goes along this arc from here to here. Looks like it goes to here. Here's Sarastra, Mantipuncture Hole. This region, though, is actually like over here. So it looks like it goes, that chunk that goes like this and reaches out to here, basically from about the same point, but goes across this point. Like it goes to where the Himalayas are, so definitely a relationship. Definitely. So this arc here, like this angle, points at where the Himalayas begin. Let's see, 70 point, alright, let's say 71.36. Even, yeah, like right there. Even more so there. It's really where the Himalayas begin. Even tied to that lake, even. Definitely a relationship. And then interestingly though, this one where the Lake Baikal is, it actually doesn't point to the same location. It looks more like it points like here. Which we can tell by the lake itself more so. Which is maybe pointing, my thought is that one is pointing here. So there's a main one that points to the beginning, and then a secondary one that points here. Possibly other ones that point at the other, like this one especially. And it kind of points up that way. Maybe then suggestive of some boundary. Maximum influence maybe from this current coming this way. Interacting with the current here, creating Himalayas largely. But this current had water involved, especially. Maybe water was a lot more involved than I realized. But okay, so if that's going on, what's creating this beam? Why is there so much energy that it's involved in the Himalayas? So if we kind of follow this over this way, pretty much we can see like a line across to here, to here, to here, to here, down to generally here, which is right next to here. So we go to like Florida, let's say this one. We've got this thing across here. This boundary, we got currents coming up. This one's not the right one. Let's go to the other one. This one, where we can see more. Down here, from the spiral that's forming, maybe I'll pull it up first, just in case. Over here, current is coming up this way and going this way over to this location where it's interacting with another current that's then creating a spiral around it that then shoots beams this way out of here relatively. And then after this happens, it's a little unclear. It looks like it goes off that way, but I'm thinking it also goes this way up here, like literally up this way, interacts in this region, goes straight through right past a Yellowstone hotspot, continues through here, cross here, down through here, boom. Where it interacts with this cross current and then makes it wobble. So it goes like that. Maybe wobbles back. Creates this shallogram feature that just spans out here because of the interaction then of this current going across and this current. So then kind of balloon here out this way. Running into the pressure over here, so they can't push this boundary any further, so it's forced to produce the Himalayas. And did so with actual relationships to positions as a function of the terrain like that. Wonder 89, 72, 85, 55. Like this line down here, where's this, like 80.6, 32.6? So like down here with, just curious if it was pointing at there. It's possible that this boundary contributes to making a focal point. Let's see where, instead of doing it that way, let's just say like here, like right here, maybe even 29.584. So it's pretty much there. I'd say that points at it. And with that pointing at it, maybe it's like a hinge point kind of location for those two currents where they focus, they end up squeezing through like happened over here in Australia or South America. Once I get it all messed up, it's hard. There we go. Came in across this way. We went all the way across this way as well, like a flame, and came out through especially the furthest point, where there's even like a triangle down here formed by a boundary here, where it's like squeezing it out. Shapes of that nature, maybe something like that's going on with why this location. But that would mean then that the current flowing out of here flowed through and through and through and through. Through here. Across here. Down through here. Basically until it ran into resistance. Resistance over here from the mantle puncture hole. It went basically at the mantle puncture hole even. Maybe it points at the mantle puncture hole pretty well. Possibly applying pressure to it, which then helped seal it. Because this is the after effect here. I mean, the Himalayas were pretty late game. Which means, basically, once the Earth started to expand, this current was forced this way. Before then, it wasn't going that way. Let's see when Lake Baikal. It's in the right time frame window. It's a little young, but the right window. 65 to present window. It would be more reasonable in my head if it was like 60 million, but so that's what I'm thinking is it started to expand. That whatever this current, wherever this was going, it was not going there. Maybe it was going up here and like wrapping around. Like I would think a current from the mantle puncture hole goes up this way, up and around, and goes around here. Like that makes sense for this, and this. Like a current goes this way, goes around. Although it doesn't make as much sense here. It almost makes more sense if this were to be going this way and go that way. But I do believe this is based on the Google image of it. It looks almost like it wanted to keep going this way. It wasn't like the beginning of this fracturing. I'd have to look at when this formed. I think the Atlantic is on average the oldest. So that would suggest maybe it began here. So maybe it did begin there, meaning a fracture went this way and rippled through. So it was going around this way, which would mean this current maybe went up and around initially, which then started to send off offshoots this way, this way, this way, into here, into here, into here, this whole petal, like it's a small petal, big petal, into here, around, and then ended up going this way. Let's see. 56. Let's see what this shows. This region. So this region's already showing open. Imagine no Pacific, pretty much, though. On a pre-expansion Earth, relatively. Already opening, but closed. That strongly suggests, then, that it is doing what I was just saying, and I've gotten it backwards all along. That it really does probably go around this way, then. Back to the mantle puncture hole and just smoothly flow this way. It doesn't go in all directions here. It ends up, it's kind of like the P video that I talked about. It starts in all directions, but then it ends up colliding and one overwhelms the other, and then it goes in the same direction. So it probably ended up going all in this way, but P video, I know, it sucks that I gotta reference it. The toilet one. So wrapping generally in a westward direction around, coming back. Which then ends up going this way and up over here, and then around and down this way. So then this flows up here and meets resistance from the mantle puncture hole flowing in all directions. And I guess because other stuff is here, this is not so wide open. Like Australia's there, all of the Southeast Asia islands are generally conjoined as land masses, all connected to Australia in this region, as well as Antarctica below that. So this is all like blocked off too, so it can't go like that way, and so it just goes in here. It probably does go that way as well, but in here, in here, in here, in here. And then maybe this cross current going this way crosses with the current going out that way, creating Iceland, but then making it wobble so it goes off and encourages current to go up through here to join that way. And that just like pulls the current through, so it just allows for some dissection of this region by this current more so than this one, maybe. Also, this one maybe wraps around here, manages to get through there, like through here, and then through there, through here, through there. Not like that way, I guess. Bending. Going around, around, so it's spiraling. Goes up this way, around. Or maybe it's the opposite, where it's coming down this way and all being just drawn in to the cool off, this miniature planet of this Hawaiian sphere that was forming in that location. See my Earth's undercurrents video. And many others, my Hawaii playlist, really. But possibly that. Because it does, like, according to Baja California stuff, water's definitely flowing this way. But it also runs into resistance, so this may be a undercurrent flowing this way that is in fact flowing this way towards the Himalayas. An overcurrent atop the surface, and that's instead going this way. Kind of like we're seeing in Damodar Kund area. So it flows this way. Seemingly, possibly even more of a magmatic current. Since it's below the surface, possibly with water involved, but water might have been more above the surface and just interacting with the heat exchanging with it. Flowing this way, though, until it produces a backstop, at which point it pushes into the Himalayas, and the Earth is able to expand as it has, like, something to push against so that it can grow out in the opposing direction. Which then means the ocean's open because the current has nowhere else to go. Like, the Himalayas provide the resistance necessary to cause the currents to have so much internal pressure under the crust that it is energetically favorable to just erupt from the fractures between the plates, the continents, the crust broken into pieces. From the fractures between, it's more easily able to erupt that way. I mean, the process is still going, so that the Himalayas keep rising, keep getting formed after the KT boundary. But I would say that marks, like, the point where the resistance built up enough that it had to enter the next step in the sequence of the Earth expansion process, which was the rapid expansion phase. And shallograms happened at the KT boundary and building up to it. And then the Earth started to expand, so the pressure was able to be relieved. So they couldn't form these tightly compacted eddies, swirls that it was forming prior. It's very interesting that it basically has that boundary. I think it was even over there. Oh yeah, I was kind of through that. Let's go back through there. Okay. Like, in regard to Tarim Basin, this boundary, Tarim Basin is very much like here, right here. Looks a lot like here. It has this offshoot around at the tip of the structure where the chakras are over here. So it looks like it has chakras over here. And then the outlet current is like through this boundary. That seems to be relevant from the magnetic anomaly map. Okay. That's all I got for now. I'll see you guys later. See ya. Peace.